And now we're on Great Day TV with, I got the doggies in my house, and I invited a friend into my house as well. His name is Ed Stewart, and Ed is a professional photographer. Now what we're going to talk about here is with COVID and the pandemic, how we've all had to change and alter a little bit. So first off, thank you for coming. Social distancing here with the pets in the middle. And you've done a lot of work for me and other people. People will recognize your work, but the pandemic has changed things for you. You're not doing that anymore. Tell us about what happened.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me in Patty's Palace for this interview. And my life basically kind of changed and stopped, and I had to rethink everything March 12th. For 2 months after that, I had zero business, and I realized I had to reinvent myself, become creative, and learn to experiment again. Mm-hmm. Something I'd probably done about 30 years ago, and I think I got stagnant, and I just needed a new look in life and things like that. So some of the things I did, I just reached out to old colleagues, old friends, and a lot of them were having problems looking good on Zoom meetings, things like that. So I started going into people's homes and businesses and helping lighting the situations that they were in so they would look better on the other end.
Because when you do still photography, the lighting is, I know I've seen you work, it's very important to have good lighting. Makes everything better.
Right.
So you were helping them, so you're taking what you know and twisting it a little bit.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And I also learned too, a lot of these people were working from home and they had their kids and they were homeschooling. So that's when I started looking into more LED lights to make it family friendly and safer for their kids, because their kids are running around and you have to worry about hot lights and hot bulbs, things like that are traditionally known in photography. So I had to do a lot of investigation with that and get creative. Unfortunately, some of that came a little later in line, and a lot of places were already sold out. So I was picking up work lights at Costco, places like that. And just, again, experimenting, being creative. And I found a lot of people were very forgiving and willing to accept the new norm for a while, because a lot of them, and myself, we're in this for at least another year. It's going to be a long time.
I think he needs his picture taken right now. He loves to be on camera, let me tell you that.
Oh, yes.
So you took what you know, you tweaked it a little bit. What's your advice for someone watching who says, gosh, I can learn from Ed? What's your inspiration? What can you tell us?
My inspiration came from people still wanting to go out there to create their art and their craft, and not just sit back and go, oh, woe is me, and to just continue moving forward. A friend of mine, Greg Reynolds, he not only created, but he also produced a lot of events downtown at Indie Fringe. And it was a lot of outdoor musicians. And that enabled me to, I've always enjoyed doing video, but I've never felt comfortable doing it. Again, it was a time for me to experiment, play with it, and give back to the artist. So now we will have a copy of their performances that they can then take and share with their friends and family, either via YouTube, social media, or just for their portfolio. Because I went from doing something every day, 7 days a week, to doing absolutely nothing.
Whoa.
So I just had to keep my mind going. And just that downtime and really thinking about, what do I want to do next? What's out there?
Right. And what can you do?
What can
you do well? Because I know you're a perfectionist.
Yes, and
he is a perfectionist. So, and look at this. I tell you, you've been a good friend for so long. His photography is amazing. And let me just show you. Do you remember this? 2 years ago.
Oh my God, yes.
We were doing some photography
at the station.
Yes. At Wish TV, and we put this one on the bottom, and Mabel crawled up in my arms, and boom, you're gonna like this one, as they used to say, and it just happened. And you know why we decided to use this one as my publicity photo? Because the animals look good.
Yeah.
Didn't matter about me. But luckily I was smiling.
Mabel's always a challenge, but yes.
Well, Ed, you're amazing. We thank you for what you do, and thank you.
Oh, baby
By the way,
boy.
Ed Stewart also likes doggies, which is a good thing in my house. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me, Patty.
Okay, socially distance
hug.
hugging. There we go.